There is no red inside an apple. There is no music inside a piano. And the world around you does not look or sound the way you think it does. That sounds impossible. But before this video ends, you will watch your own brain erase a piece of the world in front of you. And you will not be able to stop it. You can see the apple, you can hear the piano, you can touch the table in front of you. It all feels immediate, as if reality enters your eyes and ears, then appears inside your mind exactly as it is. But that is not what happens. Your eyes do not send pictures to your brain. Your ears do not send sounds. They send signals. And somewhere inside your head, your brain turns those signals into a world. The world you experience every day is not reality arriving untouched. It is a translation, and your brain is the translator. Start with something simple, a red apple. You look at it, and the color seems to belong to the apple, the same way its weight belongs to it, or its shape. But there is no tiny substance called red sitting on the skin. Light hits the apple. The surface absorbs some wavelengths and reflects others. That reflected light reaches 3 kinds of cone cells in your eyes. Your nervous system compares their signals. Then your brain creates the experience you call red. Red is real as an experience. But it is not sitting inside the apple waiting to be collected. And without a visual system, the world would not secretly be gray. Gray is also something a visual system creates. The physical world has light, surfaces, and wavelengths. Color is what happens when a brain meets them, but color is only the beginning. The same transformation happens with sound. Press a key on a piano. A small hammer strikes a string. The string vibrates and pushes the air around it. Those changes in air pressure reach your ear and become electrical signals. Then your brain organizes them into pitch, rhythm, distance, and meaning. The piano does not release a finished piece of music into the room. Outside your nervous system, there are vibrations. Inside your experience, there is a melody. Even pitch is not exactly the same thing as frequency. Frequency is a physical measurement. Pitch is how high or low a sound feels to you. Your brain can sometimes hear the same pitch in very different patterns of frequencies. It is not simply recording sound, it is interpreting it, and this interpretation is happening all the time. Now comes the part your brain never lets you notice. You probably believe you can see everything directly in front of you, but each of your eyes has a blind spot. There is a place in the retina where the optic nerve leaves the eye. That spot has no light-detecting cells. There is a real hole in the visual information reaching your brain, but you do not walk around with an empty circle floating in your vision. Your brain fills the missing area using the colors, lines, and patterns around it. It edits the gap so smoothly that you never notice. You do not see the hole. You see the brain's best guess. And you can prove it to yourself right now. Look at the cross on the screen. Close your left eye and keep your right eye fixed on the cross. Now slowly move your face closer to the screen, then farther away. At one distance, the dot on the right will disappear. Do not look at the dot, keep looking at the cross. The dot is still on the screen. Light from it is still entering your open eye. But when that light lands on your blind spot, your brain has no signal from that part of the image, so it covers the missing place with the background. For a moment, you are watching your brain remove something from reality. Hearing works like this, too. Imagine someone speaking while a loud sound covers part of a word. In the right context, your brain can restore the missing speech. You may clearly hear a sound that never reached your ears. The brain uses the sentence, the situation, and what it expects to hear. Then it quietly completes the word for you, This is why perception is not a camera. A camera waits for information. Your brain predicts. It takes incomplete signals, combines them with memory and expectation, and builds the most useful explanation it can. Most of the time, this works incredibly well. You recognize a friend from far away. You understand a sentence in a noisy cafe. You catch a moving cup before it falls. But sometimes the guess is wrong. That is where illusions come from. Two lines can be the same length and still look different. A still picture can appear to move. A face can appear in a cloud, a socket, or the front of a car. The illusion is not proof that your brain is bad at seeing. It is evidence that seeing is an active process. Your brain is always asking what is most likely happening here. And it chooses an answer before you become aware of the question. There is another limit you almost never notice. Your senses capture only a tiny part of what exists. Human eyes detect only a narrow band of electromagnetic radiation. Ultraviolet and infrared light are around you, but you cannot see them. Your ears also respond to a limited range of frequencies. Other animals detect parts of the physical world that never become part of normal human experience. So the world you know is not the whole world, it is the human version, a version shaped by the kind of body and brain you have. And this is where reality becomes personal. Even among humans, that version is not identical. Some people have different forms of color vision. Some experience synesthesia, where a sound, letter, or number can also produce an experience of color. Two people can look at the same object, use the same word, and still have experiences that are not perfectly alike. We can compare what we call red. We can measure the light. But we cannot step directly inside another person's experience and check whether their red feels exactly like ours. Blindness and deafness make this even clearer, but they need to be understood carefully. People may receive little or no visual or auditory information for many different reasons involving the eyes, ears, nerves, or brain. That does not make their world unreal or empty. The brain builds experience from the information available to it, including sound, touch, vision, vibration, movement, memory, and language. There is no single mandatory format in which a human life must be experienced. So what does the world really look like? The strange answer is that without eyes and a brain, it does not look like anything. Looking is something a visual system does. And what does the universe really sound like? Without a hearing system, there can still be pressure waves and vibrations, but there is no listener experiencing thunder, a whisper, or a song. This does not mean nothing is real. The wall is still there when you turn away. Light can be measured. Air pressure can be measured. Different observers can test the same physical event. Reality exists, but your experience of it is not a perfect copy. It is more like a map. A map leaves almost everything out. It does not contain every stone, tree, smell, sound, or person. But if it keeps the right information, it can guide you home. Your perception works in a similar way. It does not show you everything that exists. It shows you what your brain believes will help you move, choose, recognize, avoid danger, and stay alive. Right now, look around you. The colors feel as if they are outside your head. The sounds feel as if they are sitting in the room. The world feels complete. But behind that effortless experience, your brain is selecting, comparing, predicting, filling gaps, and translating signals. You have never experienced reality without that translation. No human has. We live inside models built by our brains. Models that are incomplete, models that can be mistaken. But models so convincing that we call them the world. So perhaps the biggest mystery is not whether reality exists. It does. The real mystery is this: how much of reality is all around us right now, but can never become part of a human experience?